All right. Good evening. Good evening. It is Thursday evening, 7 p.m. We are live from the East Coast with the founder, John McCaig of Liberty Aid Academy. Oh, I forgot the Liberty part in the title. I just have Aid Academy. I'm having a senior moment here. And that's the first part of the show. Senior benefits as special request by John himself. So there you have it. How you doing this week, John?
Great. Good things happening. Finally, I'm hearing some good things going on. Wow. Because I do this work, like just trying to get something done in the real world takes me forever. So it's good when it happens. But I'm focused on this update that we're doing here in a couple weeks. So I'm putting a lot of energy into that. Tim Judge in the house. How are you, Tim?
Doing well.
All right.
Very exciting. Good stuff going on. So moving forward. I love it. And I love this topic because I'm also trying to focus my real estate business on seniors. Obviously, they are going to be, well, the focus is when seniors get old enough to sell their house and move into assisted living or something else like that, we should put them in to wrap up their house in a trust to give to their kids first and or protect themselves from all kinds of estate taxes. But I'm sure you're going to get to that part.
Well, it's funny. I wasn't. That's a separate benefit, estate planning. I wasn't even going to include that. Honestly, I didn't include it in senior benefit because there's super many other benefits with this. But I guess that is a senior benefit. I have to maybe.
I can write on. We'll have part 2 for sure.
Well, yeah, no, that's a cool. We can talk about them both tonight. That's a great topic too. It's so good. I got Jamie Bonk saying hi to both John and Tim over on Instagram. No, that is a good part of it. I didn't think of that.
And we have Alex here on YouTube saying it's the place to be to watch.
Love it.
I like it.
Good to have you, Alex. Oh, great.
And Jason's here as well. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Good to have you. Thanks for pushing us out there, everyone. They really, boy, I never stop hearing, it was impossible to find you. And we spend so much on advertising. So it's really great to have you, pushing us out there on social media. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I did ask you to put in this senior benefit thing because it's really if you get this trust, all these other things can happen for you. Like a lot of doors open financially, discounts, money, at any age. There's a long list, and we can do that maybe next time, which is all the benefits. And that's going to be a cool list. I'm redoing that one in a new course because it's important that people have an overview. On 314, prices are going to go up, but I looked and I'm going to make 9 new courses and I'm going to redo one. I'm going to redo the business credit one because just part of it, just because, you don't have to do as much work to get it now. So people need to know that. Things get easier once you do them more often and they relax rules or whatever. So anyway, one of the courses is going to be senior benefits. And so this update is going to be on March 14th, and it's going to go from $24.99 to $29.99. And we're going to restructure the whole school. It's going to be great. We're going to restructure it more like a university. And so any past students are going to not need to upgrade to be a student, but to get all the new courses because they're not going to be, we're going to shorten the names of titles. So Business Finance 101. We used to have to hide the names of courses because they wouldn't give us a payment gateway. Now we're just going to call it like, instead of like, accounting principles 101, that's one of them. That was what to do with debt for your person. So we're just going to call it debt. Not what it's going to do. Anyway, we're going to just simplify all the topics like health insurance, real estate, very simple topics that may have other parts in it, health insurance, things like that. But then we're going to have some overview courses like the one I'm talking about tonight, and that is senior benefits. Was that Pamela? I'm sorry.
Yes, Pamela Poe says hello. She's in the house. Says greetings, and Jackie,
Great to have you, Pamela. And
aloha. I love it.
from Hawaii, aloha, back to you from Florida. So all these new courses are coming then, and you're really going to want to upgrade because we're going to change the name of the courses in the classroom too, which is our online forum. It's such a great place. So we're going to have like expanded categories in there and simplified categories that will match the name of the courses that we're going to have, renamed, and a whole bunch of new courses. So I recommend people upgrade. We'll figure out how to upgrade. I'm trying to make it inexpensive. We're working on the upgrade, but first I'm working on the courses. So, and senior benefits is a topic tonight. Well, once you get this trust, it's really cool what happens. It's really all these things keep unwinding. And so, okay, if you know the situation that we're in, you can go look at my spiritual work, JesusChristTrust.net. But if you know the situation that we're in, you're going to want to take Social Security ASAP. So, and that is age 62. You don't want to wait longer. There's not more time. How do you know you're going to live longer anyway? Anyway, you want to take it ASAP, okay? And then because you do that, some cool other stuff happens that doesn't happen if you don't do that. So you definitely want to do that. There's, a full answer to that. And I go into why and everything. I go into all the details what I'm going to talk about. But when you do that, when you're already like, I want to get Social Security benefits, and that's, the earliest you can do it. Okay. Well, a lot of people think Social Security time is age 65. You can do it earlier. But Medicare, which is a federal health insurance system for seniors and others, kicks in at age 65. You got to make decisions what you're going to do and so on. So with this trust, you see, your person doesn't have anything, so it qualifies for all the government stuff. And then this specific area, in the area of it's just a really cool hack. I'm going to go through it. You cannot do this if you don't have the trust. It's impossible. You can't do it. But if you do, you use your person, that corporation, that your name and all capital letter name and 9-digit number, right, with Social Security. Anyway, that thing becomes, you receive as many benefits as you can from it. Another course I've finished working on is ethics. And that's going to be a core course, why this is all acceptable to do and to help you get over your programming. We're going to consider you got ethically over your situation, realize you're a slave, why are we paying for land, et cetera, et cetera. But here we are getting these benefits. Okay, so that's what this is, the focus on, not on all benefits, but what specifically you can do as a senior. Okay, so 62, you get Social Security benefits. Well, guess what happens when you're right before you're 65? You get this thing in the mail. Hey, you have Medicare, whether you like it or not. You have it, which is cool. In this case, it's great to have it. They automatically give it to you, and at age 65, so a couple months early, you get it because you enrolled for Social Security benefits earlier. So this happens automatically, which you want it to happen automatically. and you get Part A and Part B. I have it for a couple months for free now, because it's, hey, you're in the system, and you don't start paying until 65. Okay, thanks. So you get a chance then to sign up or not sign up. They sign you up automatically, and you have to sign something to get out of Medicare. So this puts you in automatically. Part A, Part B, you get something in the mail. Part A is hospitalization, don't pay anything for hospitalization. And Part B is like regular medical stuff, anything you can think of. So those are the two coverages you get for Medicaid. Of course, there's deductibles, all this stuff like that, but those are the general insurance. There's another part called Part D, which is you make your decision then. They send you this thing in the mail. Hey, do you want D for drugs? So do you need a discount on drugs? So I signed up for it right away, which you want to do. I go to the chiropractor once or twice a year. I don't do any other health things at all of any kind. I do nothing. I don't. So this isn't gonna. It's like, yeah, whatever, to me. But no, it gets better, actually. Stay with me. Even if you're in that category like me, it's still, this is really good. So anyway, okay. So got Part A, Part B, Part D, automatically enrolled. Part A and B is like just over $200 a month. And guess what? They're going to deduct that from your Social Security benefit automatically every month. They're going to take it out of it. Well, and Part D is $35 a month. So them too, that's, $240 a month is going to come out of my Social Security benefit. I'm going to use a real world example, my person. My benefit is $337. So that would mean I would get $97 a month after I got Medicare. So I went from $337 to $97 a month. So not quite $1,200 a year in Social Security benefits. Boy, I'm going to retire on that. That's yes,
Yeah.
Still paying all these co-pays and all this stuff from Medicare. Okay. So we're going to flip the script now on all that, because that's like, that sucks. You know what I mean? Like, that's like,
yeah,
thanks for nothing, Okay, so when you get this trust, guess what? It improves quite a bit, okay? So based on, that, hey, you have no income, no assets, nothing in the bank, strictly on income, how much you make every month and what you have and stuff, your person doesn't have anything. So your person qualifies to increase the amount of Social Security benefits that you get every month at age 65. It's called SSI, and it's income based. Automatically, no other thing than saying, I'm age 65. That's the only thing you have to be.
right.
And then my $337 goes up to $994 a month. That's, that's significant.
Right.
So, almost $700 there just from that. So if you do that and you want to do it early, I go through all these instructions in the course and everything. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to tell you how to do it tonight. I'm going to tell you, these are all the things, you can get if you know how to get them. And it's easy to do them with the trust. And if you do it automatic, this stuff, like a lot of it automatically happens. It's so great. So then at age 65, you want to get into SSI based on age alone. Boom. Okay. So what happens then? You're allowed to then, that SSI will qualify you for Medicaid, which is the state version thing. Okay. So then at age 65, when all these, you're about to get squeezed of all your money every month, you get Medicaid and you're going to qualify for Medicaid. Your person is going to qualify. So two things happen. You increased your income on Social Security benefits to $994 a month. Significant for me. But then there's just really crazy cool category, health insurance wise, that happens when you get Medicare and Medicaid together, which is it's kind of rare thing for someone to qualify, but you're going to qualify. And what happens is Medicaid, the state thing you're going to qualify for and get, is going to pay all your premiums for Medicare. So no deductibles. Nothing's going to get deducted out of
You're
your
back
Social
in business.
benefits. Back in business, 100%. You're at 100%. And so that's great on that end financially, the money part. Cha-ching. Also, you're not going to pay any copays or nothing for health. You're going to get into an HMO. Basically, in most states, in Florida, that's what you're going to do. You're going to choose some giant insurance company driven HMO that'll do even better than Medicaid and Medicare. It's just like not only no deductible and stuff like that, but they're like the HMOs are sort of competing against each other because this is called DSNAP, basically dual special needs program. Meaning you get Medicare and Medicaid, you qualify for them both. It's great. And so then no copays. Not only that, in the Medicare and Medicaid system and like that, but then these HMOs are competing. Like you get in Florida, it's like this thing called silver sneakers, which is little things that go along with this. Basically, when you do this whole thing, not only the major things, you're not paying for health and stuff, but you get extra perks. Like you can belong to basically any large national gym chain and have a free membership, basically, which is cool. And all these other little things about transportation and discounts and all this stuff. And they do, like, you can have an acupuncturist, you can have a chiropractor, like actual stuff you may actually use, you know what I mean? Not horrible stuff. So it's qualifying in a great way. You're never going to get a health bill, you know what I mean? Not even a premium on Medicare, Medicaid, none of that stuff. You're not going to pay anything anymore for any health stuff, which as people get older, like, a lot of people are destroyed financially from health stuff. And this absolutely makes it impossible to even get a bill, basically. So it's really wonderful. These hacks are, for these are very meaningful financially for me if I add them up. So that would have been, I would have gotten 337 minus 202 minus 35 brings me back to $99 a month. That's if I wouldn't have done any of this stuff. $99 a month, call it $1,200 a year. That's
right.
My benefit. Do these simple, and you got to do them right in line. It actually, if you mess it up, you don't want to do it. You want to do it the way I'm telling you. You really do. But if you do it the way I'm telling you, you get your $994, and that's it. Nothing taken out of it, and that's the difference of $10,800 every year for me, just on the Social Security benefits, and zero for whatever health, anyone. You know what I mean? Like that's a specific case. That's just those benefits specific to being, in this senior age category thing here that we find ourselves in with, government health benefits and all the government benefits. It's not like I didn't bring up, hey, you can get EBT. No, that's in all the benefits you get already. You know what I mean? You get food stamps and stuff. You already get that. I'm talking about, and you may be able to get some of the stuff that I'm talking about before you're a senior, maybe. And I teach how to do that. But for sure, it's a snap when you hit these age limit things. And you want to do this. Like, you want to get that 62 age Social Security benefits. Well, that makes the rest of these dominoes fall. Once you're in there, you do the rest of these things. It's all based on age. So what a massive financial difference in every way, shape, or form. And there's no pass through to any medical bills in any way, shape, or form. to you, to your credit report, nothing, like, no lawsuits, none of that. Where's no debt
Right.
collecting, none of that stuff. None of that. Hey, we want your house. Hey, pay these bills. None of that. None of that. That's going from your life for good, forever, forever. You qualify this way, you're in. That's it. You don't have anything to do but pick an HMO. And if you go outside of it, it's this: you're still on Medicaid, you're still on Medicare, you're still in this special area. But just an HMO just makes it super convenient. They generally are, like Aetna and United, like the biggest insurance companies in America, basically carve up real estate of the USA and take certain areas
Yeah.
of these D-SNAP programs because it's government funded. They're guaranteed to get the money every month. So, the super giant insurance, they want it, and they give good benefits and they compete. So when you look at all the details and everything, it's like great, like things you would normally pay for, like a whole bunch of regular stuff that costs real money, like, oh, hey, my vision's not that good. I got to get eyeglasses. You know what I mean? They're not cheap. You lose them. Crap. I got to buy another one. Uh, like hearing aids and stuff. Basically, all this stuff you go through, you look at, it's all free. So, it's hard to quantify how much that is because everyone is different. But these are, things that people lose everything they have paying
Yeah.
medical bills sometimes. So to never have to pay one, it's hard to quantify it, but it's easy to see how terrible it can be for your life. So these benefits are real, and you want to get older and be like, oh, I don't have to work harder or else you're going to steal everything I have. No, you want it to be on lock. Not going to pay anything for health. Thanks for the Social Security benefits. All your wealth is in a trust. Everything's fine. Your
Right.
estate planning, we have that too, as Tim mentioned. But these specific things people just don't know about, and they matter a lot financially.
And you should, is what you're saying, that have all these things lined up before you hit those age markers.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying you want to, get the course
Right.
and learn how to do this. And it's, oh, I do get Social Security benefits at age 62. Where's the website? How do I sign up? Like, I just tell you basically do this, then do this thing. I tell you how to do it, which website, how you sign up, how you apply, all that stuff. You can't go wrong. You
Are
can
there
go wrong if you don't know.
is there a how soon is too soon? So if you turn in 61, do they say, "Oh, when you hit 61 in 9 months, you can fill out the paperwork, and that way when you're 62 it turns right on." Is
Yeah,
there some kind of
you want to go in a couple months early and
yeah,
say, I want to apply for the benefits. It's basically about 3 months. And you can't just go into Social Security and do it anymore. Anything, basically. You have to get them a long time in advance. You have to set up
mhm,
an appointment. These things take a long time to do, but they don't take a lot of your time to do it. They just take calendar time.
right, right.
So if you're ahead of the game, then you get it as early as you can. And that's
That's what I'm saying. Is it 61 and a half? Are they gonna turn you around and say, wait some more months?
no, I would say you got to start 3 months before these
3.
things,
Okay.
at least. But I would educate yourself fully
Oh,
well
sure.
for that,
Yeah,
so that when you hit that line, you're like, you know what to do now. You know what's coming next.
right.
It's a giant ball of yarn to unravel to find these super simple little things,
Yeah,
and you don't want to do more than this. You don't want to. Like they have so many other programs, you can't even. Part C. Hey, if you do this insurance and pay this money, and then you get shut off into oblivion in so many different directions if you
right.
don't follow this clear, simple path to not paying a penny. You know what I mean? They're like, well, if you do this, you get a discount. No, no, no. You want the full ride, the whole thing. You put everything in the trust. Your person has nothing, no bank account, nothing. So you have nothing to declare. I'm homeless. Give me everything you got. This is the legal address. What do you got? And so I walk you through it step by step. And it's direct deposit, the Social
Right.
Security benefits. They send you a Medicaid or care, a Medicaid thing in a mail, and then HMO is like it's a piece of cake. Uh, you can interact with Social Security by email, over the phone, if you know what you're doing. These things don't have to take a lot of your time. They just take a lot of time to make happen
Right.
calendar wise. Like, oh, hey, I need an appointment 2 months later. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
if you're like, if you don't do these things ahead of time, you'll miss out on thousands of dollars as the months go by. They're extracting money from you're not going to get anything back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
you have to pull these levers as soon as you can so they don't take anything from you. It is important to do it early enough to do it. So, but most people just
And
don't
then,
know about this. Yeah,
if you have a parent or somebody older, older relative, older brother or sister or whatever, can you and you're, their designated caregiver or proxy, or someone who's there to back them up, you can help them out with this paperwork and get that ball rolling for them, I know there's other programs because I've been involved with a lot of friends who ended up taking care of people, um,
definitely.
and
Then
and
and that's
and got paid for taking care
you
of
can.
their friend, right?
Yeah,
Because
you
they needed care, and, so helping them do all this kind of paperwork and all this kind of system, it's important to get on top of that early.
It is. That's a unique section of this that
Mhm.
is possible to unlock because and that again, that isn't a senior thing. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about
Right,
senior, but you're right. You're right. That is another benefit in the uh, health insurance and health area, an important one.
right,
But this is a benefit you can unlock at any age. It's not just seniors. So but it's you get someone qualified into the position where they're on SSDI, SSI, or something like that. And it can happen from age, like you said, when someone's a senior, but it can also happen when they're younger. And yes, someone who is maybe helping them already, you know what I mean?
right,
A member of the family, you can get paid. You have to, qualify, but the government kind of looks at it like you're not going to get paid that much, and we don't want if you get in the system and you have to, it's not a family member taking care of them. It's going to be way more money, and so they just look at it like, yes, we can do some of that, but that again, that's some people recommend doing it, some people don't. I look at it like from the research I've seen, if you're doing it anyway, you know what I mean, and you have the
right.
qualifications anyway, you want it will help you financially. Of course, you want to do it. So no, that's a very good point, Tim. Thanks for
Yeah,
that. Again, because the issue is with a lot of these government programs, oh, you have too many assets, too much money coming in,
yeah,
all that stuff. Trust puts everything over here. You don't have anything. So all these things like Tim's bringing up and other things within Medicaid, Medicare. And that's what I'm saying. Next week, we should do the list of all the benefits. You know what I mean? And then we can do them one by one over the weeks coming up. Uh, because there are so many, and they all and a bunch of them fold together sometimes, like what I'm talking about right now. There are extra things. Oh, hey, well, when you're in the program, you can get paid to take care of somebody. Oh, yeah, you can. So no, that's true. That's true. And there are many other things in there too to think about. And that's why we got someone else. Oh, great.
yeah. Jonathan Davis says, "Amazing info, John. Thank you."
Good.
And
Glad to hear.
here's a little bit. Sylvia's in the house, saying, "Good evening, everyone. Excited about the new courses. Will be epic. Forgive me if I'm asking a repetitive question. Will anything different happen with the current students?"
No, I'm working on that, but we're going to rename the courses and stuff. The current students aren't going to get the new courses. We'll have an upgrade, a reasonable upgrade, and it'll be even more reasonable this is the way we've done in the past anyway. I haven't made any firm decisions, but it's, even more reasonable for anyone that's made a testimonial, basically. So that's just so, we, me, Tammy, and I, the school
Mhm.
appreciates your support with the testimonials, and we give you a discount to make that happen. I don't know if we can do this, but I really want to change the classroom into a subscription service. I don't know if we can do that, but I would like that to be an annual thing, basically. And we're all the names in the classroom are going to change with this update. So we're gonna, instead of having to hide the names of the courses and stuff, and you having a hard time figuring out what that means, we're gonna simplify everything. So it's just the name is its function, and it'll be just very easy. We're gonna have core courses like the trust administration, and like adding, removing someone, and then electives. It'll just be so much easier to treat it like any other school.
Mhm.
No more reprogramming to learn like what a school is or anything. Going to keep it real simple like that. So the old students aren't going to get these new courses and new names, and they're not going to get that. So, and the classroom's going to, all that stuff that's in there, it's going to be indexed according to the new course names. So you're going to want to pay this small upgrade fee. Basically, you get the new courses. I appreciate your support in the past. Anyone that's been a student, I want to make it easy to get into the new system. I've always done it that way. I you supported me. My stuff works. I want you to get the new stuff. That's it. For me, that's 12,000 I'm sorry, $10,800 a year, literally. These hacks are going to do for me individually. I know, there are a bunch of people who are going to help improve financially. I want you to have them. I don't want you to have to pay a lot, but I mean, that's a lot of money. You could give us something over here for all the wealth we bring to you. Which another thing I want to institute after I get this done. Hey, alumni, you have made staggering sums of money, some of
Mhm.
you, using these methods. If you want to kick back to the school, like other universities, think about it. I think we earn it more than other universities do, honestly. Anyway, I'm just bringing up the issue, but that'll be for after our upgrade, people. Okay.
Yeah. Just to say, but Sylvia just added absolutely. So she's
Good to hear
thank
from
you, thank you
you.
for answering her question, and she says absolutely. So, very good, very good. Sterling in the house here says, question for having my trust build credit. I do not want to turn my trust into a statutory business trust with the Secretary of State, right? I'm not actually registering anything direct with them, correct? Just the Dun and Bradstreet.
Yeah, nah, you're confusing things, Sterling. Registration of a trust does not make it a statutory trust. It doesn't. What
Mhm.
makes it a statutory trust? If you use a statutory agent to create it, what does that mean? A statutory agent? That's what makes a statutory trust. Someone licensed by the state, right? Statutory state, right? Someone who's got a license, like a lawyer, like a CPA, right? Like the Secretary of State. If they give you a trust, that's a statutory trust because you got it from a state agent or the state itself. That makes it a statutory trust. This trust can never be a statutory trust, right? Because no state agent was involved. You created it yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's about who created it, not where it's registered. That has nothing to do with whether it's a statutory trust or not. So registration, it doesn't have anything to do with it. And as I said, I'm updating the business credit course to show that you don't need to have the trust registered. You don't. People are having success with it not registered. So why even do it? So that's an important upgrade. Saves time, saves money, and also, apparently Sterling and maybe others have concerns about it, but it's not a concern. It isn't. Um, So Dun& Bradstreet generates a number. I teach you how to do that. But also getting credit out there the way I teach you for the trust, that generates a Dun& Bradstreet number automatically. Once you start operating out there, Dun& Bradstreet will create a number automatically. But yeah, you don't have to register is an important upgrade. That is, and why I'm going to redo the business credit course, because it's a massive upgrade. It really is. And thank you to the people that went out there and saw something changed. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to make everyone's life easier by removing that as a step. It's the most expensive and time consuming step in the whole process. So removing that, like, everything just gets easier here. It doesn't get harder. People move the ball forward, or I do. You know what I mean? It's so wonderful. The school, it's really great. Sterling, great question. I really appreciated you being on here the other night. That's great. What is something, how can you tell? Remember your question, Sterling? We're on, how can you tell if this is good or not? You know what I mean? If it's got a stamp of approval, right? What's a stamp of approval? You know what I mean? You need a stamp of approval that has meaning, right? And so that's why I recommend people get gold, US minted gold coins or silver coins, US minted, right? It's stamped on it, literally stamped on it. You can trust this, US Treasury, right? Well, I'm the only one with proof, this school, yeah? And anyone that is here, like Tim, he's got proof too. Any student, they all got proof. And so what's that called? It's, some people could call that the gold standard or whatever, right? But really, another word for it really is, on silver would be sterling, right? Sterling. So I'm actually sterling. You know what I mean? That's actually me. But I just thought of that after I had that conversation with him. I'm actually more certified as sterling. That maybe I'm just get the stamp. I don't have the name, but I'm actually stamped as sterling. You know what I'm saying? You got the name, but I got that proof. I got the proof. Proof. A proof is stamped, and I got proof. I get the sterling proof stamp of approval. Just anyway, that joke come to me after we off the air. I gotta seize this next day.
Excellent. Just to remind everybody, we're live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. and you can always ask questions afterwards in the comments here or inside the classroom. If you have anything you want to expand on, if you remember, if somebody always, I wish I asked this when I had the chance, but you can put it in the YouTube channel. We'll be watching that as well, or inside the classroom and get it answered directly for that. Sterling's back, right? Getting trade lines too with different places to do that starts building credit.
Absolutely correct. And however you're getting your credit lines, like you're talking about those or credit cards or whatever, getting a couple will generate automatically that a Bradstreet number. If you just go do it. Some people call and get it, so it doesn't matter either way. If you're just doing all the steps and waiting for it to report and stuff, I don't even take the time to make the phone call and get a Dun & Bradstreet number. Like, why? I don't even do it. Most applications don't ask for it. And then maybe later was too, but I don't know. I just skipped the other ones, get some net 30s. So you got a Dun & Bradstreet number. You can go look it up. We, teach in the courses how to get online, see what your Dun & Bradstreet number, score, etc. is anyway. So, and you can get that. You can get a free login with Dun & Bradstreet. Anyone can for your business. You just go in and claim your business, basically. So, or you tell them what it is. But just doing business creates, getting credit, paying it off, automatically creates a Dun & Bradstreet number.
Excellent. And then any final thoughts on the senior benefits, or is this going to be ongoing?
Those are the main ones that I come across that are unknown to people. There are a ton of senior benefits out there. Hey, when you turn 55, go to Florida and get a 55 up commute. Everyone knows that. You know what I mean? So I'm not giving out hacks that are known out there for seniors and stuff. I'll give you the ones that this trust qualifies for you that have real meaning too. These are incredibly important financial. I mean, the getting Medicare, Medicaid,
Right.
what an insurance plan right there for keeping all your wealth that your trust is so great. You can't take it from bills. What
Yeah,
was
one of the big things that I see, in real estate, and I'll just expand on this part, that when people get older, and if it's a couple or whatever, and one of them has a fall or something like that and needs real care, then they look at the house and say, well, you've gotten a couple $100,000 in equity here, and you're going to have 24-hour care because you're going to need 9 months to recover from a new hip and all this kind of stuff. And then they, if it's not then, down the road, they'll want to look back and say, well, you just sold your house and put $200,000 in the bank. Where'd that go? We're going to need that for all your long-term care needs. So I mention this trust to a lot of people that I see. The main reason why you want to get into this trust early, just to protect yourself from that situation. And, you know,
absolutely.
everybody keeps aging. There's no stopping that. I know you're not going to die and you can't be killed, John, but it's not going to stop you from getting older.
No, these things are extremely important, and that's why I
Yeah.
really focus on delivering these in the easiest to use methods. They can destroy lives. I hear about this from people in this work,
Yeah.
when they get destroyed, and it's also more insidious too than what you're saying. Let's say, like you say, someone gets unhealthy and they need some care or whatever. They start looking at assets. Okay, let's say in this state you're allowed to have a house. Okay, uh where are you going to get the money if you owe a mortgage? You know what I'm saying? They're not going to let you have that money to so so the mortgage can't get paid, so effectively you have to sell the house and pull the equity. You know what I mean? Let's say the house is paid for. Okay, where's your money going to come to fix it? You know what I mean? And to keep up with it, pay the taxes every year, all these expenses, which if you're in permanent care and you're getting paid for, again, is going to put pressure on it and make you sell it, basically. Uh, with the hack I'm talking about, you never pay for any health anything, whether you're in permanent everything care or whatever. Everything's in a trust. Doesn't matter how much money you got in a trust bank account, how much real estate, all that, none of that. It's all safe. It's all fine. You don't have to get down to any minimums. Your person has zero. It qualifies. That's it. So it's just Tim put it generally, but it also happens in just so many other ways to people, you know what I mean? And it's horrible. Whereas if you didn't have the bills running, the health bills and stuff like that, you could sort of stay up with life, maybe keep your assets, keep the money in the bank, keep your home, all those things. I do this work. I'm in the position you're in, but you got I see all these families destroyed, and not just the older generation, like then the younger generation can't keep up. They don't have any assets. They don't have a home to live in. Has to get sold for medical bills. It's horrible what happens to people. It really is. I mean, I honestly have the worst stories from friends that I can think of. Like one difficult member of your house could make it, you know, the rest of the people suffer financially, and none
Yeah.
of that occurs with this. It's wonderful. What do we have
This
here?
this is I won't play the movie clip, but if anybody wants to watch one of the most frightening movies based on real life, there's agencies and people out there that, you know, can get put in charge of senior citizens who are on their own. And so this lady is one of those persons. And it's like, the name of the movie is I Care a Lot.
Oh,
And she's just basically a scammer looking to prey on old people who are alone, saying, oh, the state has put me, you on my watch list, so I want to take care of you, and we're going to put you in this home, and we're going to sell your house and sell your assets. And she gets cut. She basically gets commission on everything that she sells for you, and then puts you in a home. And so the lady she picks on, does have a secret relative that fights back. But what a movie, because it's
Wow.
just a system that you get into, and people say, "Oh yeah, well, it paints the worst picture of the whole thing." So if you ever wanted a reason to get into the trust and to put all these things in a safe place where someone can't just, come and take over, this is the movie to watch. I care a lot. What a great and terrifying movie.
It
So,
is getting old can be an extremely terrifying event
yeah,
if you're not prepared, and with a few minor changes, some paperwork stuff, what do I tell the agencies and stuff? Once these few little things to do, you get totally off their radar as someone they're looking to take money from,
right.
and everything's in place that you have nothing. Nobody's going to be knocking on your door trying to take anything. You see what I'm saying? No judgments, no nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing's on the radar. You don't have anything. Oh, that's an address. I can't get anything.
right.
Sorry, it repels all borders of all kinds, including the horror that Tim is talking about. Absolutely.
Yeah. Sterling's back. Do you know how to quickly dispute inquiries on your credit report so they get removed too? I have a guy offering to sell me a service to do it, but I wonder if there's something I can train an assistant on.
No, I know, right? Wouldn't that be great? But no, you know, you haven't caught on to my joke fully yet, surely. People, right, that want to sell you a service have to have proof they've done it themselves, right? And then it
Mhm.
works their own proof, and then at least 100 testimonials. And I know this individual has a great sales pitch, but no proof. And I'm hoping that one day you could look down at that name you signed your entire life and hold your life to that standard, the Sterling standard. And don't let anyone get over on you, Sterling. Come on, this is absurd, man, that I have to say this again to you. That's the yardstick of truth, man. Seriously, everyone's going to be getting over on you, man. Like you have the name. Like, hey, sorry, I'm Sterling. I have to hold you to the standard. You have an out. You got the name, man. If I had the name, hey, I'd use it all the time.
He
No,
just he
it's
just
not
wanted to
real
know if it's
because
in
it
the court.
doesn't happen. It's fake. That's fake. That's the hook. They get in your mouth. They attach you. Get in my program. Oh yeah, there's inquiries. No problem. Get on in here. Zip. Yeah, no, they can't do that. Well, another month or two. It's going to come right off of there. Hold on a second, sir. Yeah, give us another monthly. Okay, yeah, no. Actually, it's cheaper if you get a year. Actually, here, no, it's like 50% discount. Come on, like get in their program. You got like, come on. What makes that word look good? Come on now. Proof, right? That's the Sterling standard we want.
F. Thomas asking, Mrs. Thomas, what will the upgraded price of the trust information be? I came in a little late and I heard you mention a fee.
Uh, yeah, for current students, I haven't figured that out yet, but I will, and I'll make it reasonable. But the price is going to go from 24.99 to 29.90s, 24.97 to 29.97 on 314. Okay, that's where it's going to go with all the new courses. Okay, that's the day you can get it. Uh, the upgrade from be a current student to this information, we haven't determined that yet. So stay tuned. Uh, I'm going to create the stuff and focus on that, and then I'll let you know. It's not like you can do it now anyway, but we'll let you know a little ahead of time, a couple days ahead of time. I'll be like, the upgrade price, here you go. This is how you get in. The email Tammy, like, upgrade me. And that's how you do it. Okay. I got a message from JB over here. Sorry, I had to let it go for a minute, JB. But I'm talking about this health stuff and these hacks and so on. And JB says, I found anything you've taught works just the same in Canada. So,
Mhm.
uh, it's really important. That's why I tell people in other countries we have one go-getter for a minute. I was seeing him. I'm sorry, I forgot your name right now, but uh, who's trying to get a trust open up in England, and good for you. and also try to use an ITIN here, or use it, try to get both Besses. So, God help you. Literally, that's my prayer for you. We're constantly having these things on the fringe of our work open up new areas. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. If we could get that documented the way Jamie got Canada, maybe we could say we could do every country now. If you could do it with an ITIN in the USA, which is one of these methods, then it'll really literally work in every country, literally. So, uh, you just bank in America. Do you throw your money through America or whatever? But you do tax free, it's the dollars. You like hit the jackpot. You're a leprechaun. So,
There you go.
I just want to make sure I didn't skip anything with. No, 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 no. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Uh,
we've got almost 2 dozen people in here, and we're coming to the end of it. If you have a question of whether it's about senior benefits, the new courses, your timeline left to join, if anybody who's not a member, you to have until March 14th to get in at this price, and of course you can use the time pay option, so you can get in and pay, get all the coursework right now at a discount, and then use that payment period to pay it off. So jump in now and get there before the price increases.
that's crazy. People, if you get like it, you get it as shop pay, like it lets you do
Yep.
payments over a few months. If you do that, you could get benefits that'll basically offset the cost. I mean, it's incredible, this information here. And it really, everyone's in a situation where you could benefit from this. It's just how much it's going to add up to. Some people are in a more advantageous situation, i.e., maybe you pay a ton of IRS taxes, or on and on. All the things you're going to get out of. We're all in different situations. It's just next time on a show, I'm gonna talk about all the benefits of the trust, all of them, and we'll just briefly go through each one, and we'll touch on each one of them, and we'll kind of show what it adds up to. Like for me, we went through the example. Like obviously, I'm not. Hey, you're like everyone, but I'm just saying, Nia, as an example tonight, I went through all the numbers of what it would be if I use. All you have to do is have the trust to qualify. You don't. There's nothing else you have to do anything I talked about tonight. But that's just from doing those few simple short steps. The government will be putting into the trust bank account $10,800 annually, plus CPI, increases. Uh, that's just for that one little area of benefits. So next week, I want to briefly list all the benefits that come with the trust. Not all of them, but because there's so many, and I
Yeah.
can't go through every little one in every state and county and stuff. But just the major ones, you know what I mean? Because there's going to be stuff in your state, in your county, that is going to be different. And really, it's usually the more north you go, the colder it is. Or it's like, we're trying to keep you here, we're having a
Mhm.
better state program, more stuff we're giving away. So, if you're there, you can get even better stuff, help with electricity, just a whole bunch more stuff. Uh, so anyway, we'll go through the major ones, maybe not every single little detail. But the reason I'm doing these courses from an overview is so that people can easily understand the overview and go, that applies to me, that applies to me, that applies to me. And then just write those out and go, oh, I need this first, second, third. And it's so much easier instead of like, okay, which one does what? And, you know, you could easily find out this will achieve the most financial or whatever benefits you're looking for in your case in particular, you know? Because we're all different. We're all in a slightly different situation. But if you know what they are, and oh, that means that much money. Oh, that's, So like the senior benefit one, me breaking it down and all these little details means it's so easy for you to just pick and choose okay, I'll get that one last. That one doesn't mean that much to me. But I'm going to go for this one first. That's going to change my life if I get that, you know? So that's why I did this, because
Right.
I met with Martin too, and he's like, the only thing I'd do would be, change your organization. And it's funny, I'd been on that, but I want to make it really easy for people to, how do I do this? Where do I get my money as fast and easy as possible? They got us on a hamster wheel doing all this stuff. I'm not trying to take up your time. I'm trying to make it so you get all your time and money and energy back for yourself and your family, not give it to the government. The government gives it back to you now. You see, I'm an accountant. These are legal loopholes you can use. That's all. They're all legal. I go first. I use them, and then hey, guess what? These are all the savings. This is all the money, everything like that. So there's no worries. There's no concerns. These are government programs that I'm having you qualify for. That's all. There's nothing untoward in any of this. It's just it's a legal, business financial game that we find ourselves playing, whether we want to or not. It's not about
Yeah.
whether, hey, I'm an account. Oh, you're an account. You must love money. No, I hate giving the government money. That's what I hate. That's
Right.
why I'm an accountant. I don't want to give them my money. They should be giving me money. Why aren't they giving? They're taking all the oil, the gold, everything. Why aren't they giving me money? You see what I'm saying? It's not that, hey, I like money so much. No, I hate giving them my money and working hard at all that stuff. No, 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 no. That they're supposed to be managing our assets, the country, and then paying us a dividend. That's what happens when you manage assets. You'll be like, hey, we manage your assets, and okay. It's like, yeah, but where are they? Where's the money? You manage the assets. What do we get out of it? The government's like, hey, thanks. It's like, yeah, thanks. What? You give us a bill? That's your management? Hey, you owe us money. How much gold did you suck out of the ground this year? What are you talking about? We owe you money. How much oil? What? We owe you money? Oh, well, we made a deal with Exxon and we took all that money. It's like, no, you're managing it for us. No. So really, I have an ethics course that goes over that. I mean, we have to do these things to raise our family, to keep ourselves happy, keep a roof over our head, pay the mortgage, pay the rent, all that stuff, and sleep at night, not be concerned and all that. They're going to come and take what I have. I'm going to get old and they're going to steal my everything I have because I have a health bill. No, they're not going to do it. Because you are informed. Knowledge is power. These things are super easy to do if you know how to do it and when to do it. And that's why I'm here teaching you. I don't want to waste my time on this. I do it the simplest, fastest. Here's what you do. Here's when you do it. And then you get your money. That's it. That's what an account does. Not like I don't have to go all esoteric like this hour up here. And of course, it's like do this, do that, get the money. That's it. Bing, cha-ching, pull the lever, get the money. That's it. That's what our courses are about. Anyway, so step up now, become a student, get a discounted price, get all the meaningful information, or get the upgrade on 314. Okay, we'll be here. Either way you decide, and we'll be here next Thursday. Thanks for everyone for checking in. Tim Judge is with me here.
Yep.
He'll be here next week too. Thanks for everyone, your questions, your input, Sterling. Thanks for letting me make a joke about it. It's great to have you on. It'd be great to have you on again. Anyone really come on live? It's good to have you. It's just money, and see, we can laugh about it because we're always giving them less. We're always winning financially. No, sorry, you got nothing. We can make jokes about it now. It isn't as tense, For it's like they're going to take everything. It's like no, they're not going to take anything. Now we can make jokes and it's fun, you know what I mean? Before, not so much. Okay. So
Well,
next,
I'll just say that, in the mainstream media, over the last couple of years, the World Economic Forum, the guy that was heading that up, was his big token, his big slogan was, "You'll own nothing and be happy," because, and that's what we want, and we want to do it with our own trust. But he's saying you'll own nothing, and the government will give you what you need. And and no one I spoke to liked that idea at all. And the World Economic Forum is not exactly, um, the best program for
We could
humanity.
trust the
So
government for sure.
yeah,
No.
yeah, that's what was that, Reagan's most feared line, when somebody knocks on the door and it says, "We're from the government and we're here to help."
Yes,
That's a scary line.
it's true. And so they actually do come, no assets here, and they do help. That's what all these hacks are for. We turn the government helpful finally. It's great. It's a great switcheroo. You'll enjoy it.
Yep. Sterling says, I was on my phone, so I couldn't join live, but I'll do it next time. Great. We'll be here next week at 7 p.m., just like tonight.
Look forward to it, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. See you next Thursday.
Good night, everybody. Have a great week.